Started with it once more. For those of you just joining us, it's Fenix taking on Incursion for the final spot in CEVO Season 7 Pro Division here. The team that wins is moving on to take that position, and the team that loses, unfortunately, we've dropped down to main once again to play in there.
Yeah, I was being kind of funny earlier when I said they were going back to silver matchmaking, but I think, you know, it is that thing, though. Like, it's not even being in Pro League and being at a professional level. Obviously, it comes with bigger prize money and higher prestige, but it also gets your name out there. You know, we don't really get to see these teams when they play in main until we get to playoffs or placement tournaments. So it's definitely a way to get your name out there and for branding and marketing purposes if you have some type of organization. So there is a lot on the line there that you don't even necessarily think about. But Incursion sweeping through B very well, though. Get a bomb plant, and Whitmer with this USP. Great headshot on the silence. So very decisive take here on the B bomb site. Whitmer, great pistol work on this take and so far on this retake hold, as he does have 2 kills as well as MCE. And, you know, Justin's trying a 1 versus 4 here. He's just going to get chased down. And Whitmer will cap off the round with a nice triple kill. So that's a great way to start if you're Incursion after having such a tough map 1 to win the pistol round and get a good start here on Mirage.
Yeah, definitely. And you were talking earlier, too, about how Pro is worth it, especially with kind of how crazy the NA scene is right now. It's definitely going to be worth a lot to get into such a high tier, especially with how kind of chaotic things have been recently.
Yeah, we could use some stability and some good organizations and stuff like that in the NA scene. We already have some, you know, but we've also had a lot of terrible things happen too. But it seems like we're finally starting to see a positive trajectory here for North American CS:GO. At least I hope so. Lots more league play and league support, that's for sure.
Nice spot from Whitmer there to open up the round as he takes down Emong. Once again, the rest of the guys on Incursion are going to rush right through here, try to get onto that A site. Whitmer with a second frag now as he takes out Ely. Rest of the guys on Fenix are struggling to find positions. Also going to be seeing here, too, Robert's going to try to rotate back around and catch these guys from behind, but they're already on the A site. Silent with these risky peeks. There will be able to find MCE, though, and take him down.
Too.
Let's see now, once again, what the guys on Fenix are able to do. Good retreat there from Silent, playing it safe, but unfortunately also playing it risky as he pops out, and Pauly will take him down. Roberts tries to come in there, but way too late as Incursion take his second round, and they got their momentum going now. Now it's just a matter of keeping it going.
Yeah, only lost 1 player on the round. It was a little bit dangerous. They had a couple players down to really low HP, so I mean, Fenix was definitely posing a threat there with that scout and those pistol upgrades. But still a comfortable win when it was all said and done. Like I said, Incursion only losing 1 player in the process that round. And so far, they've only lost 1 player, or there are three players total between the 2 rounds. So, you know, definitely good. They're not having to rebuy a whole lot. They're establishing an economy. And that's exactly what they need. It's just a really, really good start here on map 2 after, like I said, such a rough first map.
Yeah, definitely. And once again here, folks, getting started with the next round. Round number 3 here. Still going to be on a save from the guys on Fenix. Just playing the usual save pistols at the moment. But frag, he will be the first one on the board here as Ryan is able to execute Roberts with that. The guys from Incursion come in now. Again there, Ryan with a nice spot as he takes out Justin. Whitmer will also be getting a kill over here on the silent. Emong trying to hold himself within Firebox, but won't be able to find anything. And now it's all up to Ely again, looking like Incursion. They've got those first 3 rounds pretty much in the bag at this point.
Yeah, I mean, 3-0 start here from Incursion, unless Ely just does the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in Counter-Strike in this 1 versus 5, but, you know, probably not going to happen. He'd be lucky just to get a gun and get out of there. He does pick up the Gleo, trying to escape, but he's pretty much locked in here, so he will get taken out, and once again, Incursion are going to minimize their casualties and keep the bank rolling. But we are going to have the opening gun round coming in here now. No ability for Fenix to afford the op, and I know Silent was really big with the op against Area 51 from the CT side yesterday, especially at that mid and connector area, so he won't have that in this opening gun round, so that was one of the more powerful tools that Fenix had in their CT side in their most recent Mirage game. It won't be there, so that does give Incursion a little bit of breathing room, at least to try and exercise control. But looks like they're pushing 1 guy mid. He's listening for the push. He definitely hears this push, and Ellie will get the pick with or actually Justin will get it with the help of Ellie. But it is going to be another execution coming in here, and there's no one A. There's only 1 guy. It's going to be Silent in the corner, able to get 1 pick though, and Justin running through the smoke, but he gets caught and pays for it. And so we have kind of an even 3 versus 3 right now, so not quite sure where this is going to go. At least the bomb will go down as we see how this plays out.
Patience from Ely at the moment as he holds back and waits for the other two guys, which will be Roberts and Emong, trying to get themselves onto the A side. They do have a chance to retake this site with MCE only sitting at 11 HP. They've definitely got an opportunity. MCE will be hiding within Firebox, and he will be able to find Ely as he takes him down, bringing it down to a 2 versus 3 now. But Emong comes in there, takes out MC. They got to take out Ryan and Whitmer, though, and they're both hiding within cover. Nice shot from Strayboard to take out Whitmer. Whitmer is obscured by smoke at the moment. He's going to have to risk peek here. Pops himself right out, not able to find anything, and Fenix will retake. They've got just enough time for the defuse, and they'll finally be able to get a round for themselves here on the first rifle round and bring it up to 1-3.
Good job there by Roberts. I mean, able to, they didn't have a kit on that defuse, so the guy had no choice but to lock it in. So good cover from Roberts there to get those final 2 kills and secure the retake there for Fenix. Incursion lost their initial guy at mid, their spotter mid, who was just kind of lurking and looking for intel. He heard that push mid. After that, Incursion goes for like the classic 3 smoke execution on A, which are the ones on stairs, CT spawn, and shallow jungle. And they got in the site and they got the bomb down. They got a 3 versus 3, but just a good retake there between Emong, Streber, and company to get that bomb defuse and secure that round for Fenix, as they will now have the op on silent. Still, an op on Incursion and full guns there, but if they lose this, they'll be on a save. So definitely a situation where Fenix could tie this game at 3-3. This round's worth 2 for Fenix for the most part. I guess the same could be said for Incursion. The money's not really that great on Fenix either, so really this round's worth 2 for either team who takes it. So either a 3-3 or a 5-1 coming up.
And here we go, once again, just waiting to see Incursion making the play. They are a little bit slower this time around, but still pretty solidified on pushing for A at the moment. They do have a 3-man coverage on it coming out from Fenix, so Fenix should be pretty well prepared to take this if they're able to find those shots on the breach. But now, once again, we're going to have to wait and see. Wait for that entry, which is coming in now. Here come those grenades getting tossed onto the A site. Fenix is getting ready for this. This is a fairly obvious thing from Incursion. Nice job by Justin taking that risk there. He takes down Whitmer. MC quick to return with a kill into Justin. Now we also got Emong on the site with a kill going on to Polly. Right now, it's still down. Even play right now, 3 versus 3, but they have taken control of the site. Ely quick to return after we see it again brought down. It's a 3 versus 2 now. Now, just like that, it's a 2 versus 2, so we're going to have to see as the bomb should be getting planted pretty soon. We might not even see a plan, to be honest, as both these guys from Fenix are playing the same position, and Incursion might just decide to go for it, but thankfully that's not going to be the case, and we're going to have a slow retake coming out from Fenix. Yeah,
in fact, now it's just going to be Mark in a 1 versus 2. The bomb is down. I think it is planted for him, so he can kind of play this angle and just kind of see if he can't, play the bomb here. Shepherd trying to angle out towards Sandwich, trying to look for the kill on Mark. Mark hugging this wall very tightly, but he will peek out, and Strepper will get the kill. He also has the kit, so he'll take over the fuse as well. And so Fenix will get this round 2-3 scoreline, and likely, like I said, 3-3. Incursion should be on a save here. So Fenix will have the opportunity here to quickly tie this game back up after, losing that pistol in the following 2 rounds. They'll already get it back very close. Unless we see Incursion do some type of force. I mean, they could, but I think they're going to take the more economical approach here, just kind of get some Tech 9s from their high, money players and just focus on getting a good, strong buy-in next time.
Once again, let's wait and see. It looks like maybe a quicker play coming out from Incursion this time around. Emong has a feeling something's coming, so he's going to go for a blind spray. Won't be able to find anything, though, with the guys at Incursion. As they get into their positions just outside that A site there, they are going to slow things down by quite a bit. Probably going to try to set it up here once more and see what they can do. Meanwhile, Fenix is set up pretty heavily towards mid at the moment, keeping 3 of their players in that general area, but now here we go. Their Molly's going to get tossed out there by Justin, and Justin already responding here as he gets pretty much like 1.5 kills, able to put a lot of damage onto someone else, but Emong here as well, also getting some nice spray out into the mix. Ely able to get a frag kill in there. Now it's brought down to just 2 players from MC. They have picked up both an op as well as an M4, and they've got the bomb planted, so they might have a chance at holding this, but they are 1 man down compared to Fenix, so it will be a bit hard.
They still play this really well. I mean, like I said, you got 2 guns and you have the bomb down. Now they get into a 2 versus 2, so they might be able to steal this round off of an eco. Polly with the op gets Emong down to 6. That box shade off just enough damage to keep him alive, as it now will be a 1 versus 1. Polly very low on HP, but Ellie needs to work quick here. That bomb is taken away. He needs to find this frag. He's going to throw down the smoke and just try to force it, but Polly steps out. Perfect timing. He hears that smoke grenade click on the ground, knows he's got a little bit of time before it deploys, and steps out with it to get the kill. And that's tough. I mean, I don't know if he didn't realize just how low the health was there on Polly. If he did, that probably would have been more worth his while just to go for the frag. Because the thing is anytime you throw a smoke down like that, I mean, you're kind of telegraphing what you're doing. You give the player a lot of leeway, but of course, if you can get a good angle on the defuse, you can steal it away. But just good job there by Polly. He knows he has a health disadvantage, and he knows he has to go for that peak before that smoke blooms and that guy just hides inside of it. He'll get the kill. So good play there.
Ely gets caught on a weapon swap, so MCE will get a nice early kill to take him out. And now we're waiting again here to see what the rest of the guys. Incursion really liking that A play. Even looked like for a second they might have tried to go for mid or apartments, but switching that up once again as they get that nice early kill on a player from Connector. And
Justin's in a real dangerous spot here.
We'll see, though. I don't know if they're going to check this, but we're going to have to wait and see once again as now he wraps around the corner. Again, there's that check from Whitmer, so unfortunately Justin won't be able to do anything. Was a bit of an out spot, but...
I'm surprised he checked that.
Yeah.
That's not a common spot to be weary of, but... I guess if it's a save round, you always got to worry.
Dude, Whitmer's been pretty good with checking his surroundings. I've been seeing him going to sites. He's flicking all over the place, so if there's anyone to do it, it would definitely be Whitmer. And in this case, definitely showed that he was going to be able to check that. And now we're brought down to just silent MC, or rather Ryan there is going to get caught scouting for guns, and they will just basically give one there to Silent as he's going to pick up that AK. Nice kill there as he takes out MC, but unfortunately Paulie is going to sneak up behind him, take him out, and now Incursion will take another round, bringing it up to 2-5.
Yeah, I mean, I would just say there, like, when you know the other team's saving, you are going to be a bit more cautious to look for weird angles or weird stacks or things like that, just because that's the type of plays you're going to make on an eco run. You're going to do something unorthodox, try to catch someone off guard to steal the round away. And, I mean, so that does make you a little bit more hypersensitive to checking your surroundings, like you said. So that could be part of why Whitmer checked that, just knowing how long they had left Palace open and then knowing that it was a save. And so just good clearing there from Incursion, but we do have, Fenix being able to buy up here in this round, and so far Justin already getting a couple kills with Famas, looking for a third, doing lots of damage at least, pulls out the USP, looking for MCE, can't find it, and it will be a 2 versus 2. This bomb cannot make it into the site quite yet. It's kind of trapped over here towards Tetris, trying to make it in right now. There are 2 players connectors, so this won't be easy for MCE to cross, but Trebber peeks up and Whitmer finds his face. Great op pick there. Puts it into a 2 versus 1. This bomb's definitely going down. Ellie will get the kill on Whitmer. Now a 1 versus 1. The spray is going back and forth, and Ellie is very low. He's trying to get back here and get into some cover. MCE, meanwhile, playing the mind games, not quite sure where Ellie is going to be, trying to see if he can't spot him out before he goes for this plan again. He'll smoke off the connector. Ellie's so patient on these stairs, but
he spots him.
He just catches him, and Incursion takes another round, and they've already done a great job here so far on T-side, man.
And obviously, again, here with them taking such a strong stride in the T side on a fairly CT-sided map, this is actually going to look pretty good for them heading into the second half as well. So like I said, there was a pretty good chance for Incursion to take this one, especially when you compare it to Cash. But I'm not going to lie, at this point forward, if they continue to play this well, at least in this half, and if they can carry that into half number 2 on CT side as well, we could very well be going to that third map.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing really great so far. Phoenix going to be on another save here. Emon trying to press in the Palace and look for a pick. No one going to be there. Incursion playing pretty passive at A ramp. We actually have 3 guys pressing Palace, so a little bit, like I said, on save rounds like these, you got to try something different, try to catch someone off guard, try to, trade numbers in Palace if you can, but no one going to be there. Like I said, playing pretty passive is Incursion, just looking for these pushes. You got Whitmer posted up with the op here at A ramp, so is Paulie for trades, and they're just slowly exercising control, not rushing in and giving Phoenix a chance to stack them and get some free frags. So, good cautious play here from Incursion as Paulie's pretty much clearing out the A-bomb side by himself at this point. Gets a pick there, and so the execution should be coming pretty quick.
Paulie as well going to toss a molly out into the mixer too, try to basically force Emo along outside of his nest, which he will do quite successfully. Ely trying to hold there with a deagle, not going to be getting much in that. Leaves it all up to Roberts in a 1 versus 5. Unfortunately, probably won't be able to make anything happen with that, and we're going to look at yet another round here from Incursion as MC gets a last frag of the round and takes down Roberts to bring us up to 2-7.
Yeah, I mean, Incursion's execution has just been really successful. They've been able to get picks, out Palace and out the A-ramp, and have just been able to kind of, trade their way into bomb plants, and then from there they just wind up getting into these kind of 3v3 or 2v2 situations, and they've won the majority of those small numbers post-plant situations is really what it boils down to. So, I mean, these rounds have been quite close in the trades, but like I said, Incursions have just a little bit extra, to close out the round in the post-plant, like I said, the majority of the time, and that's where most of their success has come from. But this time they're changing things up. They actually have that bomb sitting at upper B right now. They have 3 outside A, so you may see those traditional smokes at A, like I said, stairs, CT spawn, in the connector area. But we do see Roberts actually has found the bomb, so the fake has been busted just from the 5-7 of Strebber pressing upper B. What a round-breaking play there if you're Incursion, to lose what was going to be probably a cool fake just because that one guy presses you with a pistol and kills you.
Yep, and Roberts has full control of the situation here too. Smokes out the wazoo here to cover out any approach from Incursion to come back in. It's all up to MC to make something happen, but with players on Fenix all around, and in just a second here with them basically running into the Hornet's nest, he's not going to be able to make anything happen. Ely takes yet another kill here, and the guys on Fenix finally get themselves back into the mix of it as they bring it up to 3-7. Not much economic damage being done, though. Incursion, after having won about 4 rounds in a row, they're still looking pretty healthy. They haven't lost a lot of players. The only person that's going to be low now on this rebuy will be Whitmer, as I think he picks up an op once more. But beyond that, pretty much everyone, after this round, it might get a little bit shaky, but for the most part, they're still looking pretty good, and they should be able to pull off a light buy at the worst if this round goes sourly.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we call in the biz the BDP. I mean, Schreber just coming out big with that upper B push with the 5-7, getting the bomb down early, getting 2 kills, and just, breaking the round entirely. I mean, Incursion was definitely setting up for some type of play. Looked kind of like maybe it was going to be a fake A and execution upper B. But, Schreber just breaking that, right off the bat with those 2 kills. And, if you're Incursion, you can't let that guy pressing with the pistol, kill you. You got to at least trade 1 for 1. And stay in the game, but instead they lose both their players and drop the bomb and allow, Fenix to just rotate well and get in positions to hold and basically steal around from Incursion. Just somebody making a play with the pistol like that, just kind of insane. But we are going to see, Incursion try to go back to their bread and butter A. They actually have Pauly inside window room. I'm not sure if the CTs realize that he's made it in here. We have the Opera silent watching connector, but he's not really watching jungle.
He popped out and got hit earlier, so they definitely know he's in there. And yeah, they'll be able to take him out. But now we've got the quick play coming out here. Fenix, though, very nice to respond to this, as they've already got 3, make that 4 frags. MC is going to be able to find one of the players. He's going to take down Silent, but again, surrounded by the enemy team. That'll be a quick kill there by Fenix, and they're getting back into it now as they still have a chance to take this half, especially after winning these 2 rounds in a row. And now going to put the guys on Incursion after this round, at least, if they're able to clean this one up too. We're in a little bit of an awkward situation.
Yeah, even now I think Incursion's trying to guess whether or not they should force here or not. They have 3 guys with high money, but 2 very low, and it seems like they're more willing to go ahead and take the Tech 9 buy here, make sure they get a more comfortable buy here in the next round. Now, they've already gotten 7 rounds on T-side, so even if they were to somehow lose out, I think they would still feel decently comfortable. However, they definitely have the opportunity to maybe put 1 or 2 more rounds on the board before the half's over, as we do have that double op setup here coming in for Fenix as they're trying to execute into upper B. Ellie is going to be waiting for him here at the white van. He'll find the headshot on the Ryan. The crossfire there from Silent will also find an op pick, and it leaves Mark all alone in what is now a 1 versus 4. He's picked up the op, he spots one towards the catwalk, can't land the kill, and the nade will put him out. So 5-7 here. Fenix trying to close out the half as close as possible at 8-7.
Fenix switching up their own strategy here too, switching it over to a little bit more of an aggressive style, and that seems to be working out really nicely for them. We saw them rush right out to mid, get a couple of frags there, and then just kind of close in on Incursion once the strategy had been revealed as they tried to push through apartments. Good hold there too by the Oppers that time around, able to eliminate the remaining force from Incursion and make that a pretty easy cleanup for the guys on Fenix.
All right, so we are seeing Incursion once again trying to go towards upper B with this bomb again. They do have a couple of guys outside A ramp. Maybe to hold pushes or maybe to throw some smokes and try to cause some rotate. So this is what they were trying to do a few rounds ago, but that's when Schreber just kind of broke the round by pushing upper B and getting the bomb down and getting 2 kills. This time they'll have their chance to set up whatever it is that they were trying to do that round. As like I said, we're just kind of seeing that bomb slowly press upper B. They're smoked off for now. Those 2 guys are still outside A. And so I'm curious if this will just be some type of fake and then a B execution, or if they're going to fake B and run right through underpass and do an A split. Either one is possible. Here does come Ryan up the A ramp. He runs through a lot of fire here. He will get a pick onto Emon, so this should start drawing some kind of rotate, I think. No, never mind. Schreber spots the upper B push, throws fire, and the rotate won't happen. So Incursion going to have a tough time executing here, actually.
And he's going to miss that fire, so unfortunately, guys on Incursion will be able to get onto the site pretty easily. They are going to lose MC in the process of this, but Pauly able to take out that last defender. Ely's still hanging out over here on cap, though, so could potentially take out the planner, but thankfully they're able to go and plant that on an angle, at which point that will not be possible. Now it's all up to Whitmer and Pauly. Whitmer has this angle into the market at the moment there, but at the same time, that's a nice bait there, as again, we do see Pauly again bringing out essentially Justin there, and he's able to get a nice kill. Pauly's also able to take out Ely, and this leaves it all up to Silent now with such low HP, 17 to be exact. Probably not going to be looking at him going for this. Might try to grab a couple, one probably exit frag if he can do so, but even so, with that op in play and with how well his team has been doing, I don't think they want to risk it. Again, he's really the one that's lowest on the money, so if anyone, he's the one that wants to save, and that's probably what he's going to choose to do here.
Yeah, so Incursion has secured the half here with 8 rounds. Phoenix still has a chance to maybe get something going here and try to win out and make this, 7-8 or something like that, something respectable. But Incursion has definitely done more than enough here on the T side to kind of ensure, a pretty comfortable position to close this map out going into the second half once they cross over to the CT side. We'll just have to see how this plays out. Aside will have that op still, that he saved from the last round and enforce across the board for everyone else. Looks like Incursion, once again leaning towards A. That's just been most of their plays have been here, except for a couple of rounds where they tried, upper B hits. And last round it was effective, but once again going back to that bread and butter A hit they like to do with this split at Palace and A ramp.
See once more here. Might have a little bit of a fight between Ely and Pauly. Pauly's got to keep his eyes on this one. Nicely done. He's able to catch Ely as Fenix tried to play that thing a little bit aggressively there. Silent, however, quick to return that kill as he's going to take out Whitmer, the Opper, from the side of Incursion. Justin screws up that frag a little bit. Probably wouldn't have done much anyway, though. Thankfully, it doesn't redirect itself to a teammate. But now we're waiting.
Pauly trying to slip up mid here, up connector, and he could be the guy that breaks this round, kind of catching someone off guard. So be on the lookout for this as Execution is coming up the A ramp.
Justin pops out from underneath the Palace here and will be able to find a kill on the mark. Silent also again here gets a kill on the Pauly, and unfortunately there Fenix with that nice quick play the second the action got rolling. They had pulled out all the stops essentially, able to execute the remaining members of Incursion and take that round here, bringing it up to 6-8, possibly able to bring it up to 7-8. Either way though, this is a pretty good half for Incursion, taking 8 rounds here at the very least on a fairly CT-sided map.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Fenix changing things up towards the end of the half. They've actually won the last 4 out of 5 rounds. Unfortunately, this came a little bit too late, and it's allowed Incursion to put up quite a lead from the early portion of the half here as we are in the last round. Incursion doesn't have much to work with, just a bunch of Tech 9s, and they only have just a couple of smokes, so they just have to work as fast as possible. Yeah, Silent spotted 3 players going connector, so he has a lot of information in here. Yimong stepping out with the AK, trying to cut this off. The bomb does go down, but Incursion is actually winning the exchanges thus far with these Tech 9s rushing into the A bomb site. It is now a 3 versus 2 in their favor. We do see Strebber trying to rotate in here from kitchen. He will grab Ryan down inside the window room to get it back to a 2 versus 2. The bomb has been planted here. And oh no, it hasn't actually.
No, it hasn't. It's on the floor right now. They don't actually know where the remaining guys on Fenix are, but take a look at Pauly sneaking up behind Ely at the moment. Oh, should have gone for that kill, but decided not to. There we go. We're going to play it safe now as he takes him out. It's all up to Strayboy at this point, or Roberts rather, trying to hold this corner just inside of jungle. But it's going to be tough to say the least as they know exactly where he is and he's going to have to clutch this one. Pops out, finds a kill on the MCE, but thankfully Pauly good with the timing, comes out there to take out Straybor. And now we're going to end that first half 6-9 in the favor of Incursion. And after such a dominating first map on Cash, we're seeing a completely different Incursion this time around that are looking pretty strong actually to take map number 2.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it just seemed like Incursion was able to execute the A bomb site efficiently enough to get a plant down and have like one of those even 3-on-3 2v2 type situations, and they were just successful at holding off the retake the majority of the time. I mean, at the A bomb site there was one particular round where Strebber was able to get a couple of key kills and get around for his team, but other than that, pretty much all the other rounds at A, in the post plant went in Incursion's favor. It was kind of mixed up until like that last 5 or 6 rounds. We actually saw Fenix fire off 4 more rounds in that last portion of the half. But in the early and mid half, like I said, Incursion is winning a lot of those post plant 2v2 type situations. We'll see if they can flip over to the CT side and take advantage of that side as Fenix is loading up for some type of execution here coming soon. Smoke's going out in CT spawn, jungle, and stairs. Lots of flashes popping over as well. Whitmer is going to be smoked off here at jungle, trying to fire some shots through. Not going to find anything. Fire going down to try to prevent the bomb plant as long as possible. But Mark get Goomba'd right there, but still comes up with the frag. And what a kind of wacky play there in the CT spawn. When the bomb goes down, we have a 4-on-3. 4-on-2.
4-on-2 now, but able to bring it down to a 3 versus 2 as MCE finds a kill on the headshot there to take out Yimong. Pauly as well, able to kill Straybor, and now it's up to Ely and Silent to hold out Silent, also killed by Pauly. Ely once again here also gets killed by MC. Plenty of time to defuse that bomb, and it looks like once again here Incursion will start off the half nice and easy as they take the pistol round, and this will look pretty good for them as they start off this second half here on CT side, but Fenix had a bit of a disadvantage.
Yes, I mean, great job there from Incursion. Had the 9-6 lead from T side in the first half and then able to close out a pistol round here on the CT side. So great job there. I mean, it helps extend their lead. It holds off the Fenix comeback, at least for now. Fenix electing to go ahead and get Tech 9 head armor and buy all the way up. kind of interesting because usually you'll see teams just take a save here because they got the plant in the first round and they'll just buy up fully in the third. But they're looking to go for the Tech 9 head armor buy. They have 4 smokes to work with, so it looks like they're going to throw. I wonder if they're going to throw the skybox flashes from B to A. And it looks like they're just going to smoke out the B bomb site as much as possible and try to run in here. So we'll see what happens as Pauly waiting with this M4 inside the site to see if he can't spray that as upper B execution. He will find one thus far. Not going to be able to find the second, though. Justin and Elon cleaning things up, and it's going to be definitely a bomb plant. So this eco going to be devastating for Incursion, possibly.
Incursion, though, they're rolling right in. At least Ryan is at the moment. Easy kill there to take out Elon with such low HP, getting them onto the site, trying to get back as much control as possible. They don't know about this. They don't know again here about this player hanging on cap, but he's not peeking, and Ryan's got a feeling something's up that they haven't been able to check that yet. And now that they cleared pretty much the entire site, they're going to have to look at that. It's down to a 2 versus 2, but now again here, all up to Ryan, and with such low HP, only 7, he is going to get surrounded there as that player hiding out on cap finally pops out, that being Roberts. In that point, he's going to come in there, take out the last player, and get Fenix back onto the board as they take another very important round, evening out the economy here now and giving Fenix a little bit of an advantage as we head into the 18th round.
And I think it's rounds like that that make me feel like I'm pretty right about the Tech 9 not being nerfed enough. Yeah, sure, the drop-off damage has been changed over range, but in rounds like that where you're able to close the distance, which there really is no long-range fights you can take at the B-bomb site as a CT, unless you're playing like way aggressive cat and you're falling back into the B-bomb site. Other than that, you're pretty much forced into, you know, these close to mid-range battles if you are a CT trying to hold a bomb site, and Terrace can still spill in with the Tech 9. It's still very powerful. The damage hasn't really been changed at that close to mid-range. The fire rate's the same. The movement accuracy is the same. It's just 8 short on the bullets in the magazine. So still a gun that can do that to you on second round. And you know, I definitely think that hasn't been addressed properly yet. You know, the gun's been running rampant for 7 months now, 4 months at least, and it still doesn't seem to be patched properly, as it looks like Fenix will use that last round they won, you know, forcing Incursion on a double save because of that to probably win these next 2 rounds. There's one. They'll probably win the next one as well to make it 9-10. So yeah, that's still the threat the Tech 9 poses even post-patch.
Now we see here as well, Incursion. We're gonna have to take a look at how they respond. Still looking like a little bit, they're still a little bit too low here to try and go for a force buy, so just gonna hang back, take it easy with the pistols, try to hold off with that, and then maybe try to get themselves back onto the saddle here and see if they can keep going with just their rounds. They're gonna play that normal game, not gonna play anything crazy, so they're not that desperate to maintain their lead, but they definitely need to do so, as that's gonna be crucial, I feel, for their map victory here on Mirage. And we might have a little bit of play already. Whitmer will find Silent in just a second. Nice play by Silent. Laser locked onto that head there, so he'll take him out. Fortunately, Whitmer not quick enough to respond there. So we've already got the guys on Fenix in a bit of a lead. Still waiting to see where they actually are going to make their play, but it's looking like the A side is they've got 2 players jumping right in here through the connector right now.
Yeah, but Ryan just lines up 2 monster headshots with the 5.7. What a play there from Ryan. He may have single-handedly saved Incursion from this double save they got forced on from getting ecoed in that second round by the Tech 9s after, you know, this round also looked kind of grim until he busted out those 2 frags. So great play there. The problem is Fenix does still have bomb control. They still have 3 rifles. Ryan does pick up an AK, though, in this process, but he does have low HP, so he is still a bit vulnerable, as MCE also kind of low here. In this window mirror, he just jumps out, giving Silent a free kill. Ryan still playing this connector. He could cause some more noise with this AK, but like I said, low HP, so he is a little bit at risk. We do have Pauly trying to get aggressive cat for intel. Ryan here, Silent jumping all around here at mid. He knows this guy is here. Can he come up with more frags? No. Silent will sniff him out. That bomb's coming into A. It should get planted, but Pauly flanks Silent and gets a kill. So now it's a 2 versus 2. Justin kidding up Mark, and are they really going to win this round?
It looks like it. They're somehow going to recover it. I got to say, a little bit of impatience here from Incursion on their own side. That combined that with Ryan, unfortunately, not able to catch that incoming that we had there. I believe it was from Silent in that case, and I think that really ended up basically throwing that round away, basically.
Yeah, I mean, that
should have been an easy round for Incursion.
No, I think it should have been an easy round for Fenix. I mean, they had Incursion on a double save, but then Ryan with that 5.7 busted out those 2 frags, and that's kind of what made that round a threat for Fenix. You know, Incursion, you know, I think to what you said, yeah, once Ryan got those 2 kills, you think Incursion might be able to close it out. I mean, they have good positioning. They have an AK in their hands. It's just Ryan was never able to get out of that position. He got those 2 kills at connector, was never able to get away. He kind of got boxed in there, and so Silent was able to, you know, sniff him out and pick him apart, and then, you know, get that ball rolling again for Fenix. As Pauly's gonna get really aggressive here. Oh, he spots that AK.
The rifle.
Rough if you're Emon.
Yeah, indeed. And now we see as well here the first kill for Poly to take out Emong. The rest of the guys are on their way to try and make something happen at the A site. But as you'll see there, their numbers have already been reduced. It looks like Incursion, they've got a strong play this round. Now once again, as we end the 20th round, Incursion will take another one, and the score is brought up to 9 and 11 for Incursion as they lead by 2 points.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Fenix actually trying to go for the 5 smoke setup on A, so obviously the 3 setup is the one CT spawn stairs and deep in the jungle, but that 5 setup is just a straight line through the site and more shallow smoke, so you actually can attack into stairs, and it's just a different way of isolating CTs at the A bomb site. It's been popularized by, you know, Kaboom or now Keyed Stars ever since X Games Aspen. That's been kind of the trend here at the A bomb site. Fenix went for it but couldn't make it work. Now we see Fenix trying to attack into the mid here. So far an equal exchange as that bomb sits back behind the cover at mid. 2 more players in the area. One is going to be Palace. That is going to be Ellie or Ely, who may be looking this to try to get some pick on someone rotating through connector or something like that and try to open this A bomb site up. But as it stands, Fenix is kind of just scrambling, looking for a vulnerability or an opening that they can exploit.
Now we see as well, they might try to go for both sites at once, might try for a fake again here. Ely is looking like he might want to run into this in a second, but the main push is going to be happening. However, you do have to keep an eye on MCE.
MCE's right here. That's so awkward.
Oh my goodness, MCE just waiting around the corner like a shark with a P90 too.
Right as both these guys are trying to throw smokes. That would be insane.
He goes Strayboard's the first. He sees the rifle, but he's going to go right for it. Find the first, find the second. Thankfully, Emong hangs back there a little bit, and Emong will get that bit of a range advantage, especially after MCE had used pretty much all of his magazine there. So MCE is going to be able to finally put a stop there, but still, that's a huge take. They get the bomb down here, or there. They get a sight on the bomb as well, so Incursion's going to get time to rotate over. They don't know where Emong is, I don't think, at least just as of yet. But now with these grenades coming out, they should have a pretty good idea, and with it basically being only Emong now, and unfortunately now being dropped down to Ely, Emong a little bit impatient there, not really wanting to wait for Ely with such low time on the clock. So now, especially with Ely just noticing this, he's going to fall back as well to save this AK, take it into the next round, and give Incursion another point here.
Yeah, because there isn't a whole lot of money coming in here for the T side. That's why he does save this AK. I guess you could see, you know, Justin drop a couple of Tech 9s, and then they could try to do some type of mixed buy here to try to take a stab at the round. Or you may see them just take kind of a more of a full save, just use this one AK that they've got and just make sure they can get a full buy in the next round. I mean, the problem is that Ely has such low money. You know, even next round, if they lose here, he's going to have a tough time buying unless they get like a bomb plant. He's going to be kind of that one step behind, but he could at least get a drop. And actually, you do see a Tech 9 ball by Emong and a 250 come out on silent, so they've at least put some grenades and upgraded pistols into this round, just something, just to kind of match up with this AK from Ely, and we'll see what they can do with it. They're setting up for something at A once again.
This has worked a couple times for them, but overall it's been shaky at best, so we'll see if they're able to keep something happening here. Ryan ready to set up here with an incendiary at the moment if he decides to toss that out, and with those grenades coming out, he's going to do just that here. Will restrict Fenix. These smokes are going to get wasted for the most part because of this, as now the guys on Fenix have to wait, and the strategy is fairly obvious now, so this gives the guys on Incursion more time. However, that will not stop Silent as he gets the first kill onto Ryan. Mark playing inside. Oh my goodness, that beautiful pop out there as he takes out one player. Whitmer quick to respond with a kill on a Strayboard, but all of a sudden Silent jumps through the smoke to take down Whitmer, and we're down to a 2 versus 3 with Fenix in the lead and with partial control of the A site.
Yeah, this is crazy. Pauly able to get 1 kill, at least to keep it into a 1 versus 2, but Fenix could win this round. Oh, that grenade, though! Touchdown pass out of Pauly. And, you know, doing the things that Russell Wilson couldn't in the Super Bowl with that grenade right there. Just a great pass right now. 1-on-1 coming in here. Pauly going to be coming up those stairs. We are going to have Emong trying to bring the bomb in. He's going to go for the plant. This gives a great opportunity for Pauly just to peek out and get the kill, and he'll get it. And man, oh man, did Pauly just kind of save the day there with those last couple of kills in the 3K on the round, just simply because that was an eco for Fenix, so that's an easy win for Incursion, you'd think. But Ryan, when he spotted those 3 or 4 guys A ramp, you would think he should just fall back, make the call, and set up some type of crossfire, but he tried to re-peek, and he got killed. And this led to Fenix getting a decent execution going, and it came down to a 1v1 in a round that Fenix probably had no business winning, or having even a chance to win. So a little bit dangerous, but Incursion still holds it off, and they have a pretty nice lead right now at 13-9. So I think that map 3 on Cobblestone is looking more and more likely as each round passes at this point.
And I mean, discussing the event that we do go to Cobblestone, really, what do you see happening based on what we've seen so far from these two teams? Because I mean, like, the rehearsal can't really be there as strongly, and I mean, anything can happen. We'll discuss more of that in a second as we're getting to the action here once again. Fenix with this grenade set up here onto the B side. MC going to play it safe and fall back, but caught off angle there as Justin takes it out. However, Incursion back over here on mid and on the B side here too. They are going to find 2 kills as they take down Emong as well as Justin. Ely now falls as well. As we'll see Whitmer get another frag. It's down to a 2 versus 4 here. Incursion looking strong to retake, but Strabo are going to hold off things here. Gets 2 kills. Can he find a third? Unfortunately not. And with the rest of the guys on Fenix dead, Incursion able to take another round, putting them only 2 more away from taking the map.
Yeah, I mean, money is okay on Fenix. I should be able to get a full buy here, and I mean, I don't know what they should try. I mean, their executes have worked on eco rounds even, so maybe just trying to run that 5-smoke setup again at the A bomb site, and maybe that could be their ticket, as they have had some success over at the A side. Other than that, I mean, Incursion pretty close to knocking this in the cobblestone, and once we get there, you know, I have no clue what to expect. I've never seen either of these teams play that map. I haven't seen North Americans play the map in general a whole lot. I think, honestly, the only thing I've really seen recently is, like, Cloud9 playing Virtus Pro at Gfinity Spring. That's pretty much the most I've seen NA play Cobblestone, to be honest. Maybe there's some online best of ones out there I'm unaware of from, like, Faceit or something, but other than that, it's just recently introduced into League play in North America, so there's not a whole lot of data there, and there's not a whole lot of awareness, probably, from NA teams on the map, unless they've just been watching some of the European games. But even the international play is very limited on Cobblestone data. I mean, it hasn't been played that much, even post-update from February. So it's hard to know what's going to happen there, to be honest.
Very unpredictable map that could be coming up here and looking more and more likely as we get deeper into the 24th round here. 4 versus 3 now. Not impossible for Fenix, but they are slowly getting surrounded here as they're being left with fewer and fewer options, failing to get either onto the A or B side. Ryan finds yet another kill here as he takes out Emong. Now, once again here, it's brought up to a nice play there. Once again, finally eliminating Ryan as Justin is able to catch him out of that corner as he tries to pop out from jungle. Brought up to Mark, MC, and Whitmer to defend this. They're on the A side. They should be able to plant, assuming they've got coverage from Mark, but I don't know if they actually realize Mark is here yet. Thankfully, Justin's got a feeling, so he's going to fall back here, wait for this one. Nice, able to find one. Doesn't know that the second one's there. He's got to get himself out of position as Whitmer's right there. Misses that first op shot, though, and Strayboard now will cover. Somehow, Fenix have been able to recover this. Unfortunately, Incursion left with a couple men down, and the rest of them are pretty much over on the B side, so they're going to have to go for a bit of an awkward rotate, and MCE will have to try and retake from the T ramp.
That was a big miss by Whitmer with the op and CT spawn that pretty much lost him and having any chance at retaking here. Oh, that spam on the Strepper there. Look at the ticket, but gets down to 10 HP. He's going to go for the defuse now, but Strepper will be able to tag him out eventually. A little bit interesting there for MCE. Cool spamming, a lot of damage dealt, but couldn't close it out. And yeah, that was just really key. I mean, they loaded up on the CT spawn. You know, the first guy went down. Justin thought it was clear, so Whitmer kind of had an opportunity to catch a guy for free, basically. But he missed the shot and got killed, and that pretty much killed the retake attempt there from Incursion. So now Fenix has 10 rounds. They forced Incursion on a save, so 11-14 probably likely. And you know, all of a sudden, if Incursion's not too careful, third map may not even come up. So, I mean, they need to focus down after this save and lock this map up if they want to, you know, extend their lifetime in this tournament and give themselves a chance to get that pro slot.
Fenix first onto the board now here with the first 2 frags. They take out Mark as well as Ryan. Whitmer holding just underneath Palace. Might be able to catch Ely, but Ely quicker to respond there with that Tech 9 as he takes down Whitmer now. Left up to Pauly and MCE to somehow defend this now 2 versus 5, and it's not looking likely, especially with them only having 5-7s at their disposal. We could just be looking at another round here for Fenix and them making that comeback, and in fact, that's going to be the case as now they're only 3 rounds behind with us being up to 11-14.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of tough. I mean, Incursion had quite a good run going. I mean, yeah, they won the pistol, but they got ecoed by that Tech 9 buy on the B bomb site, which is kind of what Fenix was able to do to like stay in the game. But then we did see Incursion eventually be able to put together a 4-round winning streak, which only got broken in that last round that we saw where Fenix was able to get kind of that late round win at A. And all of a sudden you see Slime stepping out mid here, grabbing these picks so effectively. Now this is another save out of Incursion. They did not elect to buy here, but they're still making it work. A double nade kill there from Whitmer Oh, Streber lines him up, though, with the AK, and what a roller coaster ride of a round this is. At any given moment in this round, one team has just, like, taken the other team's breath away, but now it comes down to just final moment, and Whitmer, even a save out of Incursion, they're able to get so many pistol kills at mid. Whitmer picks up an op and closes the round. What a crazy round. That was so back and forth. You had Silent with the 2 op picks initially, stealing the round, then all of a sudden just a flurry of pistol kills at mid from the CT side, and it comes down to a crazy 1 versus 1. That was just such a circus of a round. It was hard to follow.
Yeah, Silent opening up there really nicely too with all those op kills, but the second he messed up the third shot there, things just got really crazy. We saw 2 frag kills come out, and then obviously Whitmer to close things out. That was an absolutely chaotic round. Good to see that coming into play though. But once again, Incursion now just 1 more point away from closing out this map. Fenix though opening up the 27th round as they'll be able to take out Whitmer, the savior from the previous one. Ely as well with some aggression coming through out of Palace. They're able to take down Pauly, and now we're left up to MCE, Mark, and Orion to try and hold things off here and try to fend it off as well. Nice shot there from Silent, eliminates Mark. Ryan, though, through the smoke here a little bit, is able to find 1 frag as he takes down Fenix. Now, once again, we are just waiting for the last 2 eliminations, Ryan and MCE. If we're able to see those 2 guys get taken out, then we will be basically still have Fenix with a chance to tie things up, essentially.
Yeah, we do. MCE just smoked his own self off from the site. That was weird. But he will jump back up here into the ticket booth, and he does spot Ellie coming out of Palace, but that was the weirdest smoke I've ever seen. I don't understand why. Did you see that? Am I dumb?
I think he botched it, I'm not going to lie. He might have...
He threw it off the box intently, it looked like, and then he got trapped behind his own smoke, had to jump on the ticket booth, and got caught by the Palace player. And
maybe he wanted to, like, fake them into thinking they smoked it off or something, but...
that would be the most next level meta I've ever heard of in my life. Like,
it's pretty far-fetched.
It's little mental mishaps like that, though, that are allowing Fenix to stay inside the game. Like, we had that one round where Ryan, you know, peeked a ramp against an eco rush and repeeked it and got caught and opened up a sight for Fenix. It's little things like that that are, you know, giving Fenix, you know, some headway into these rounds. And here we see Fenix once again mopping things up here. The, you know, had Incursion on his save, and Incursion's had to save quite a lot in these last 6 or so rounds, and that's also kind of playing into Fenix's ability to come back here. And, you know, they're about to mop this one up. It's only MCE left here with the USP inside the CT spawn, and it looks like we're about to see 13-15. So, you know, Fenix not giving up this map without a fight, and overtime is, well, I mean, it's a possibility here if Fenix can close out these last 2 rounds.
All right, guys, they've got another one on the board here. Phoenix most definitely not out of this one yet. Only 2 rounds left from tying it up and possibly throwing us into overtime as Phoenix, they don't want to go to that 3rd map. They want to end it right here, but there is also that opportunity for Incursion to recover things. They're up to 15 points. They just need 1 more, and on a big buy round like this, they might just be able to pull it off, and they definitely need the confidence to do so. As you take a look, 3 players completely out of money, and beyond that, their entire bank account is only worth about $200 right now for Incursion. So if they fail this one, things are going to get bad really quickly once again.
Yeah, we have Whitmer posted up with the op at the window. The Silent will peek out, but Whitmer misses his shot. Both players miss, actually, but Whitmer does eat a little bit of damage before he's able to fall back towards the jungle. So I guess neutral exchange at mid, no one dies. I mean, Whitmer takes a little bit of damage, but it's not crazy damage, so pretty close. We see MCE trying to get aggressive on Cat. Emong is going to be here in the corner to possibly catch this if he does peek out. But so far, it is just a stalemate. No one really looking to try to take the peek and take the frag right now. As in fact, he will just go ahead and back off Cat when it's all said and done. We do see Streber trying to peek the upper B here. I don't know if he spotted Pauly jump peeking or not at the van, but, you know, really, really slow round. Everyone's kind of on pins and needles. They know that this round is very important. It's either Incursion winning or Fenix putting themselves 1 round away from putting us in overtime. So there's a lot on the line this round. Ellie getting the opening frag there onto Mark. Looking to come up Cat as well, but MCE, oh, we can't capitalize. Silent gets the op headshot. What a play from Fenix as they start sweeping through B. Another pick there from Justin. It's just going to be Whitmer and Ryan left here in a 2 versus 3 retake.
Whitmer's going for it, popping right out onto the B site. Not going to be able to find Justin as we see Justin with a nice 1-tap headshot all up to Ryan. Ryan doesn't want to play this one out, though. Does not want to waste that M4. They know they're not really going to have a lot of money to take into the next round.
Money. They only get $1,400 in this round.
So he's just going to fall back with this one. Well,
sorry.
They got a little bit of bonus money. They don't have max, but...
Yeah, it's $2,300 coming in next round, my fault.
It's not going to be enough. That's tell you
yeah, definitely not enough. Not enough to get anything except for like upgraded pistol. Maybe SMGs are buffed now, so you might see them pick up some MP9s or something like that at $1,200.
No.
Really weird. They're going. Yeah, MCE with MP9 armor. I think they all should have, to be honest. I think the MP9 at $1,200 plus armor would have been better than 5.7 head armor, honestly, with the most current patch.
I guess they're hoping. I was gonna say, I guess they're hoping they can play long range on back angles or something like that, and hope to kind of catch them at the long range game. But that's not gonna be the case at all. They've got one of their players is really playing forward here. Whitmer at the moment is camping in that corner just outside T-Ramp. Whitmer gonna push up there. We're also gonna have I wanted to say Ryan was actually gonna be pushing that forward angle. MCE is gonna be there too. It makes the most sense to me to have MCE there, but you definitely want to push the other guys back, in my opinion. Ely, however, if we actually see MC push through, he might get caught off guard, but not going to be the case there, as he's not going to push all the way through. And right now, Fenix just has to commit to a point. If they go for B, it's wide open right now, with the exception of Pauly moving in just a second, but that's the point to go for. If they just make that call, then they should be going into, at the very least, get the plan. And if they defend it, which they've already got a man advantage to do so, they might very well tie things up. But here we go, MCE, nice headshot there with the SMG. Easy kill onto Ely to take him out. Back down to a 4 versus 4. Big op shot to put Mark down, but it's not going to be enough to kill him. Pauly going right into the B side. Emong ready for that one, though, as he takes him down. Now we're going to see 4 versus 3 Incursion, their last chance to take it to a third map now. Otherwise, they've got to play through OT. Not looking like it's going to be happening, though, as Ryan gets headshot there by Straybor. And now it's all up to MC Mark, both at such low HP. And I think, guys, we're heading to overtime to decide if Fenix will qualify right here, or if we're going to go to that third map.
I mean, what craziness. I mean, Incursion at one point had a nice lead at like 13-8, 13-9, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, they were in really good position to close out the game. But then we see here in these last 7 rounds, Fenix were able to win 6 of the last 7 rounds after, winning 3 rounds prior in the half, after, that Tech 9 second round bye at B, where they kind of stole around and forced a double save out of Incursion and got those 3 rounds in a row there. And then after that, they had some tough times. I mean, they lost 4 in a row. But then, like I said, that last 7 rounds, we saw them win 6 of those. And in those rounds, it was mostly because, Incursion's economy was just in just a horrible position. I think out of those 7 rounds we saw, they had to save like 4 of them. Yeah, so that's like...
I think there was a lot of overconfidence here from Incursion with them being so close to victory that I think they just wanted to buy out and basically close things out as quickly as possible. And unfortunately, that worked against them really badly.
It led to some over-peaking as well. Like we were talking about Ryan one round kind of over-peaking the A ramp on a save rush from Fenix, and he got caught out, and it allowed Fenix to, capitalize on an A bomb set execution and things like that. You also saw one round where MCE smoked himself out of the A bomb site. I don't know if he just threw it wrong or what, but it basically caused him to have to put himself in a vulnerable position to look over the smoke and try to get back in the site, and then he got caught, and Fenix capitalizes there on an execution. And just towards the end, Fenix were winning those close number of situations. Not only that, but there was also some key rounds where Whitmer missed some really key op shots. So there was one, retake attempt by Incursion through CT spawn where Whitmer misses kind of a free kill on Justin, and it allowed Fenix to clutch out that round. And so that was another round there for Fenix, just off of like a key miss from Whitmer in a clutch situation. And then even on gun rounds, Whitmer, playing that winner with the op, wasn't able to get any picks mid or get anything going. Even though overall he's not played bad. I mean, his stats are decent for the game overall, but I mean, he's in fact their top fragger, but it was some key moments there in those last few rounds where he missed some big shots, and it kind of gave Fenix, something to work with.
And once again, folks, here we go. Starting off overtime here, getting right to it. We're going to see the guys on Incursion will be taking CT once more. Fenix on the T side. First round of our first overtime. This is actually the first overtime I've casted, believe it or not, so things are going to get exciting for me.
About to pop that cherry.
Yeah.
That was appropriate, totally.
Anyway, though, Fenix trying to play apartments at the moment.
Don't fire me, Adam. Oh, sorry, I had to make sure I wasn't getting fired. Don't fire me, Adam. Thanks.
All right, guys. I'm really sad that I kind of acknowledged that, but anyway, here comes the action. We'll get back to it, guys, as we do have the guys on Fenix going right for the site. Whitmer, a nice op shot there as he does catch Straymore midair. Justin quick to respond. Pauly as well here is going to find a kill to take out Justin, trying to find some other people through the smoke, but is struggling a little bit. Ryan, however, is there to support that. Emong in the middle of the air, and we will have Incursion. Unfortunately, that entry from Fenix a little bit messy, as we did have Incursion ready to go to defend that, so we will also have Incursion taking the first round here.
I mean, those upper guys were so delayed coming out of upper B because of like the exchange of frags between Whitmer and company inside the site that it gave Incursion so much time to rotate and get all their numbers over there inside that kitchen space, and from there they just were able to lock it down. So just Fenix getting a little bit choked up, a little bit slowed down, allowing that rotation to come in and really kill him on that retake there. As we are going to see Whitmer once again looking for some op picks at mid, going to miss his first attempt, misses his second attempt at well, and takes some damage. So Whitmer down really low already. He's had some tough struggles at this window area, but luckily Mark, even though he ate a lot of bullets, he was able to get a kill, but Justin exchanges it right back here. As we are seeing, Fenix using this mid control, trying to get connector, and so far, Ely coming up big with those kills onto Ryan and MCE.
Miss, and gets caught crouched down there too as the guys on Fenix take down Whitmer. Pauly gonna go right in, but Fenix clean things up, and we're stuck nice and even here as Fenix returns the round here, ties it right back up at 16-16.
And once again, Whitmer, like I said, I mean, he's our top fragger for the game, so I know you don't ever want to take a stab at someone who's leading the scoreboard, but in all honesty, there have been some really key misses with that op that has happened here in that round. Even at that B execution, he only got one before getting traded, being in a really bad spot, to be honest, and it just seems like he's not there right now with the op for his team here in these most crucial moments at the end of regulation and this beginning of overtime. And it's, like I said, it's giving Fenix opportunities here, but also just some great kills by Ely up the connector to open up that A bomb site. Can't take away from the fragging ability there of Fenix in that particular round, as we do find ourselves in a 4-on-4 bomb making its way around T-spawn to A. We might have this one guy here that's going to be Strebber, just try to throw some type of fake at B, or maybe just try to come underpass, but it seems like they were kind of favoring A, but now we're seeing them backtrack, actually, back towards B side here. So it's going to be kind of on this Whitmer fella to try to make something happen at the van.
Ely with a nice frag to take out MC. Ryan immediately returns the favor, though, by taking out Justin. We're down to a 3 versus 3. I think what we're seeing from Fenix right now is we saw a lot of Fenix playing, I think, over on A side during regulation on their T side, so I think they're going to want to
Whitmer has to absolutely hit these shots. He cannot allow these guys to get upper B. He has no help anywhere near. One's CT spawn, one's window room. He'll take at least 4 or 5 seconds to get across. So he's got. Oh, he rotated off actually.
Oh my goodness!
So that bomb's going in B for free now. I'm surprised he rotated.
Look at this.
There was no need.
Fenix doesn't even believe this. They're checking every angle right now. They're like, where the hell are they? They're hoping that someone's still here, and Incursion's just now realizing the big mistake as the bomb goes down. Ely's even able to find a frag there as he takes down Mark before Ryan is finally able to eliminate him. It's a nice even 2 versus 2, smoking out the market at the moment here. So we're going to have to see what Incursion can do. Whitmer's going to jump right in. He's got this off. Does not have a clear shot on Strayboard just yet. Sees Emong there, but look at that coordination from Fenix. As once again, they're able to just pop right up, get 2 kills just like that. And now they will lead, and as we switch sides.
I mean, I know there was some trades kind of going on earlier in the round, kind of both directions, but I think Whitmer kind of over-rotated there with that op. I mean, he had op positioning on upper B, so he's basically the only guy watching B. He has a guy window room and a guy A site at CT spawn, kind of keeping their eyes in that direction. And the thing is he's already in kitchen, so he's already in pretty much the best position you can be if you're kind of keeping any sort of presence at B, to be able to rotate as quickly as possible, through window room to jungle to help assist at A. Him moving that few steps, out of kitchen into that window room area didn't really do him any bit of good to assist his team if, in fact, that A execution was actually coming in. So I think he definitely over-rotated with that op, and it allowed them to get out of upper B for free and get that bomb planted, and then from there they close out the post-plant situation. So I'm not trying to, scapegoat Whitmer by any stretch of the imagination. There's all kinds of other things I could point at that could be why Incursion's giving up these rounds. I've already talked about some other mental mishaps that Ryan and MCE have committed in the last few rounds of regulation and so far in overtime. But, yeah, I mean, that's another round where Whitmer's op was just, his thinking just wasn't right.
Yeah. And here we go once more. Now we have Incursion jumping onto the T side. Fenix on CT. Let's see once more what they can make. Incursion going to open things up. They are going to split themselves up a little bit too, possibly heading over towards B. They are keeping MC kind of held back here a little bit just outside of the T side entry to the apartments. But as we see as well here, Ely going to jump into the sniper nest probably in just a second through dark room. Won't be able to find anyone in mid, unfortunately, but Whitmer as well here will pull himself back to move over to the location of MCE, kind of hoping that we see Strabo or Roberts, rather, one of those guys jump into the apartments and get kind of greedy to push into them, but that won't be happening. Phoenix is as stalwart as ever. They do not want to take any risks, and they're just going to hang back and wait for Incursion to make their first move.
Yeah, I want to see Whitmer come alive here and try to get some type of op pick and get some type of entry for his team right now. I mean, right now he's going to be NT spawn. He's heading his way over towards A ramp, maybe to throw some smokes over here at A. Ryan going to use this Molotov to try to clear out under balcony, and they're going to start looking to execute this A bomb side. Let's see how Phoenix responds. You know, Emong is smoked out. This classic 3-smoke setup on the execution coming in here from Incursion. MCE leading the charge. Will grab one pick. Justin fights back for a bit. Equal exchanges thus far, but it has come down to a 3 versus 2 for Incursion, as this bomb will get planted momentarily, and Emong and Streber will have to try to play the retake here from the connector. So far, we already see Streber taking a lot of damage here, staying alive for as long as he can, but eventually Pauly clears it out, and he ties the game at 17 all. So very, very tense game here in this overtime, as you know, things are on the line for Incursion. They lose here, they're out of the tournament. They win, they can force a map 3. So, you know, there's a lot here to be played for. And honestly, both teams are having a tough CT side.
And forcing a pretty winnable map 3 there, too, if they get to it. Because, again, we talked a little bit about this earlier. If it goes to Cobble, we really don't know what could happen on Cobble. And that, I think, in this set, it specifically plays into the hands of Incursion a little bit. I think that they'll get a little bit more of an advantage from the unpredictability of what we could see happening on Cobble. So they really want to fight to this. They really want to get to that map, as they might have a pretty good chance of taking that one.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, man. I mean, like I said, this overtime so close, and like I said, both teams have really struggled on CT side. Both teams have been able to get 9 rounds on T side on regulation, and even so far in this overtime, the T side has gotten, you know, more rounds out of the half. So we'll see if Incursion keeps that pattern true and puts up another point on the board, or if Phoenix can fight back here on their CT. They don't have an op this time around. It's 5 rifles right now. So far, nothing really happening in this round. Very slow round. It seems like Incursion's once again setting up outside A. Possibly this is basically the same exact strat we saw last time, just getting those smokes on stairs and jungle, and then CT spawn is trying to attack into the A bomb site. And Ryan, you're going to be that guy to try to clear out the balcony. This time, Silent will be playing under the balcony. Ryan does have that Molotov again, so he can flush Silent out, which he will do, and this could cause a lot of trouble. But Silent will just jump on top of the box to avoid the flames instead. He can actually peek Tetris from there, so this could be dangerous for Incursion to not expect this. And he will be able to... Oh, can't get the kill. He did get caught.
Emong, though, comes in, cleans up at least one of those players. At the end of the day, though, still works into the hands of Incursion, as they're going to be up one more man. Only 3 players remaining from Phoenix now. But keep in mind, Mark also very low. They've got the potential to even that out nice and quickly. We're going to see Justin as well here. Takes out Ryan. Mark's still alive, and he's very low HP too. And he's got to get the plant. So, unfortunately, he's going to get taken out. Whitmer. Yep,
it's over.
Unfortunately, that will be ending the round pretty much. Phoenix will take it here. They're going to go up again. One more round against Incursion as we head into the final round of the first overtime.
Yes, it's either going to be a win for Phoenix by 1 round, or Incursion can win this one and force it into a second overtime. And that was just tough from Incursion. I mean, great job there by Emong to hold off the initial push with the help of Silent, who did a lot of damage from underneath that balcony. But really what it boiled down to was the very end was Justin just made a nice peek from CT spawn with a good flash. He prevented the bomb plant, killed the opper, and because of that disturbance, he basically ran the clock out, and Incursion could not get the bomb plant. So some good defending there from Phoenix at the A bomb site in retake positions, able to prevent that bomb plant just very nicely. As Silent uses the pop flash to step out from window and get 2 free kills. Great work here from Phoenix. Just great coordination on that pop flash and that peek, getting some key kills. Also, Pauly going down the very low HP, and so Phoenix might be punching this series away 2-0 after being down so far in regulation. They've really made the comeback so far. The exchanges have been kind of back and forth here, but because of that opening from Silent, they still have that 4-on-2, and Pauly about to just run into Ellie in that corner, and oh my goodness, man, MCE the only guy left for this. He gets 1, but it's now a 1 versus 3.
And at 1 HP here, let's see. Ely's a little bit low, might be able to find him. Ely's not going to take the risk on that. Phoenix knows how close they are, but now we've got the approach coming out from Catch. Strabo as well. Roberts doesn't want to take it. They're just going to surround him here, and that will be doing it, as it would appear here, guys. Phoenix is going to win the second map, 19-17, the final score just at the end of the first overtime here. And with that, that is going to end the set nice and early. This means that Phoenix is going to get that second and final spot in the CEVO Pro Division. As for Incursion, unfortunately, they will not be making it in this time. They'll still, of course, be welcome to play in CEVO Main. But as for this season, they're not going to be able to make it into pro. So close, but not going to be able to make it this time.
I mean, they were up 13-9. I mean, they were up 13-9 on that Mirage map. And like I said, just in those last 7 rounds of regulation, they gave up 6. A lot of those rounds were because they had to save. Their economy was just in shambles. There was some mental mistakes there by a couple players I touched on. Whitmer was having some struggles with the op those last few rounds as well as into overtime. And eventually just, Phoenix able to capitalize on all that before it was all said and done and close it out. So, like you said, Phoenix will be joining VVV as the 2 new teams for the inaugural MLG Pro League and CEVO partnership for Season 7 with that $135K prize pool, including $75,000 in prize money and over $40,000 in travel support. Now, that is all we have for tonight, but we do have some European qualifiers still going on throughout the day tomorrow and Thursday. So be sure to follow up here on PlayCevo and MLG.tv so you can definitely catch Wednesdays and Thursdays European placement tournaments that are going to be going on. Also, big reminder, starting Monday, April 13th, we will be kicking off the Season 6 North American LAN, where we will have teams such as CLG, Elevate, Nihilum, and Luminosity Gaming fighting for that 12K prize pool for the Season 6 Pro League LAN. And that will, like I said, be the 13th through the 15th, so just next week, next Monday through Wednesday. Matches will start each day at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Central, and it'll last until about 10 or 11 o'clock at night, all 3 days. So definitely follow up and be on the lookout for that, next week. And then after that, it's Season 7. So, pretty much consistent daily coverage here over at PlayCevo and MLG TV nowadays. So definitely follow up, and we hope that you'll be a part of that.
Yeah, so once again, folks, thank you all very much for tuning in tonight. If you just missed the result there, it's right below us. But of course, in case you need to hear it straight from us, Phoenix does take that victory over Incursion to take our final spot in CEVO Pro placement. That's just about it for us tonight, though, here on CEVO TV. So thank you guys very much for tuning in. My name is Blue. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter, it's at @dr_BLU. Joining me this evening was Dust. You can follow him at Dust. I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Dust Moret, right? Or Dust Moret?
You're good.
Yep.
You're good.
All right. All right, and you can go ahead and follow them there. But beyond that, folks, be sure to give CEVO a follow as well. They are the one hosting this, of course, so you want to be sure to give them a follow, be notified whenever we do go live here on the stream, and a lot more CEVO news as well. But beyond that, thank you all once more for tuning in this evening. We hope you all have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, for some more European coverage of the qualifiers.